Get it, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still in a war over here. My technique of pausing for events has worked so far, so we're going to keep on doing it, and this will be the last episode. Our population target is 78 million. Second Brazilian Reserve Army needs a slightly higher command limit. I'm going to promote this anarchist general here. And that'll be good. And I think we're still gaining in mechanized infantry. But this army's still got pretty high strength. First Brazilian army is pretty low on strength. Fourth as well. First Reserve Army pretty low. And then Third Reserve Army is Midland. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw Third Brazilian Army in there and see if we can pull off a sneaky naval invasion. We're going to put the 4th Brazilian Army into occupation of Portugal. And I'm going to put the 1st Brazilian Army in Portugal for the sake of staging a movement to Prussia. There is already a naval invasion going on here by the Ottomans. It is being stopped up, but we might be able to sneak in over here and get a proper landing. Because our issue is Prussia and the Ottoman Empire both have war support protection. We don't. Because Prussia is 0% occupied now because Austria is out of the war. And while Portugal will capitulate eventually, I don't know if that's going to get us Portugal or not. Portugal's war support is at 20. They're losing 2.5 per week. Ours is at 14, but we're only losing 1.6. So we will lose. They'll lose before we do, but I don't know how that's going to deal with the rest of the things. All play and no work. Hermes de Carvalho's personal habits are starting to get in the way of his role as a general. He smiles at the officer exultantly, avidly. His eyes have obviously seen better days. Carefully recumbent on his leather armchair, his voice comes out as rubbery as the material. It's a stressful job, you know. No need to make it even more stressful. He's too valuable, minus 10% morale damage, or fire him. This guy is leading the 2nd Brazilian Reserve Army, is he not? De Carvalho. 1st Brazilian Reserve Army. You know, he's got to go. We'll take the other guy here and promote him, and then 1st Brazilian Reserve Army will be all set. All right, so we're going to see. We've got a large battle happening here, but we are winning. Excellent. So we'll see if that lets us do what we need to do. If we are able to win and get a hold of Pomerania, then Prussia will no longer have war support protection, and we'll be doing super duper good. What kind of fleets have they got? They've only got 248 flotillas, so they'll need to really concentrate if they want to either throw back our naval invasion or win this battle. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. We've got another army we can bring in. 1st Brazilian Army is rapidly gaining in manpower as these barracks re-recruit new troops. So I'm feeling pretty confident in our overall ability to continue to win. These diplomatic plays cannot be a concern of ours at the moment. We are also sinking a ton of Prussian convoys now that Great Britain is no longer involved in this. So I'm feeling actually pretty good. They're in panicked retreat, so that's going to give us some landing progress. And we are winning this naval battle here. Looked like our armies were very small there for a second. We're also winning naval battles over here. So I'm feeling pretty confident. But again, we're on a timer and Prussia is not. Alright, so we've gotten 62% landing progress. So if we can win one more battle here, we can get where we need to get. Let's see how the next battle goes. Mosquito Proletarian Revolt, another revolt in the Mosquito Kingdom. 1st Brazilian Reserve Army will need to go and deal with it. We're losing convoys in the Central American Sea. Here. But their fleet's already on the way out of there, so not super worried about it. We got another battle happening, and this one we are losing. Alright, time to get really silly. I'm gonna let this one go, and we're gonna see if the 4th Brazilian Army can hold this territory. Now, if the enemy naval invades here, we'll be in a tough spot, but I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna plan another naval invasion, and we're gonna see if that one is able to break up the enemy defense enough to actually land and win. So this is gonna be very, very silly. But again, if we can make it work, it's going to be absolutely bananas. This is Gaza. I don't need to be involved in. Serbia, can't get involved in that. Great Britain versus the UA, can't get involved in that. Balochistan, can't get involved in that. Great Britain versus Formosa, can't get involved in that. And this Great Britain versus a peasant revolt in East Africa. Could theoretically get involved, don't want to. Portugal is in default. No! My allies? My dominion? Wait, no, they're on the other side. We're where we want to be. We're where we want to be here. Alright. We got our 2 naval invasions happening. So how's the war support comparison looking? I'm at negative 16 and losing 1.79. They're at negative 26, losing 2.69. So they will capitulate before we do, but then I'm not sure kind of how the broader war is going to go. Bhutan is in default. The enemy has some fleets over here. If they're able to occupy this territory... Okay, this is a front that matters. So my armies can get here. This is really jank. Okay, so now we're up against Prussia over here. And we've gotten this territory. Nope, stay in the area, please. Alright, now we've got all of Portugal occupied, and that means hopefully Radical Portugal will surrender, and then hopefully we'll get control of Portugal. There's the proletarian revolt in the Mosquito Kingdom. Whew! This is getting really, really silly, friends. This is just getting so very, very silly. This fleet has not been able to... This naval invasion hasn't been able to progress because they've been doing that stacking in and out fleets over here. Great Britain's improving relations. Alright, we've got a land battle. Let's see how it's going. We are winning. Alright, beautiful. Things are getting very stupid. So, Radical Portugal is now pretty close to surrendering. Okay, there's a peace offer on the table. White peace, I don't accept it. I want Portugal in my situation. I've bled a lot to make this work. Hey. Okay, so I think Radical Portugal capitulated. So now we're on this front. If we can move forward quickly to take the rest of this territory, we'll be all set. Perfect. And the other one, perfect. All right. Now. No! Corporate governance, no! Stay in the area. Defend the holdings. Defend our winnings. We are going to win over here, this battle. I don't know how much landing progress that's going to give us, but if it gives us enough landing progress, we could have some Prussian territory occupied, and that would... okay, we're at 60%. And we're actually winning this battle. Oh my goodness, we're in. Take the shot, we're in. Okay, so at this point, I suspect Prussia will capitulate really, really fast. Perfect. All right, so this is the main front. They're on their way there. And that naval invasion is no longer functioning. This army has error handled over to this front. We are... Force comparison is strong in our favor over here, as well as over here, so I'm going to let... actually... This battle's already begun, so I'm going to let that happen. If we can win this front quickly... Perfect. All right. And now this army is on its way over to the main front in Prussia. Prussia is losing war support once again. I don't desire white peace. I want to win. Ottoman Empire, you're going to get your war reparations. The Republic of Brazil will guarantee it. You're going to get paid in this thing. All right. We've got Prussia partially occupied now, which is beautiful. I don't know if I did it, strictly speaking, fairly, but they're losing war support at a rapid rate. So I'm feeling pretty pleased by my decision to do a bunch of absolute nonsense to win this war. Force comparison here is looking real bad, but we're still winning battles. Now that our other armies have error handled over to the front, we're actually winning battles. I could... I'm going to put the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army in coach. Frankly, if we can hold this territory, we can achieve the victory we want to achieve. So maybe what's better for me is to stop attacking and hold. But I'm not a coward, so I'm not gonna. We'll see if that proves to be a massive mistake. Perfect. Oh my gosh, we did it. We did it. And now Portugal is our protectorate. This is excellent. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Our target population is 78 million, so we're going to get there. We're going to get there this episode. Friends, we did it. We finally got Portugal into our protectorate, and they're loyal because our relations are actually pretty good. We'll take on your debt. Beautiful. Relations are cordial. I will improve relations. And then I'll reduce their autonomy. This is great. We got the entire Lusosphere into Brazil. We did it. Oh, wonderful. We're going to bump taxes back down. The war is over. I'm going to leave it at level 2 for the moment. And we'll just go ahead and cruise into first place, I think. We're, you know, obviously we're in first place prestige-wise, but, yeah, I'm feeling pretty full of myself, friends. I did it. I'm not feeling pick a fight with Great Britain full of myself quite yet, but I'm definitely feeling a desire to pick a fight with Great Britain. With that having been said, I don't think I need to. Are we rivals right now? We are rivals. Well, hold on. Great Britain. You're rivaling me, yet your attitude is conciliatory. What's up with that? Well, we can't end our rivalry. Interesting. And they're improving relations despite it. We can't end this until 1949. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize. I, too, will improve relations with you, Great Britain. That's very funny. That's very silly. Oh, my gosh. If I drop taxes back to low, I'll still be in the positive. So let's let that happen. We can also establish a new company. So let's take a look at what some bonuses we've got available. 10% convoys from this oil company would be really nice. Defense. Loyalist and standard of living increases. I don't need that at this point. Max infrastructure from population would be actually really good. Land trade capacity, that does nothing for me. Flat 10 land trade capacity does absolutely nothing for me. Industries throughput, industries throughput. Throughput. Reduced radical standard of living decreases. I don't need that. I'm doing absolutely fine. Colony growth speed. Influence would be nice to have. Prestige. Be nice to have. Definitely looking at Brazilian orchards. Let's continue on down. Migration attractions, steel birth rate. Bureaucracy. Construction efficiency. Army offense. Oh man, there's a lot of good options here. But I think it's gotta go to prestige. I love being prestigious. I love being the best. Like no one ever was. Okay, so it looks like the fascists are actually winning in the USA. Now, what is fascist United States right now compared to United States? United States is a wealth-voting parliamentary republic with racial segregation, total separation of church and state, interventionism. Fascist United States is agrarian, total separation, cultural exclusion, universal suffrage presidential republic with right of assembly. That's really weird. Fascist United States is more liberal than United States. That's really bananas. I don't know what to make of this. Prussian uprising in Scandinavia, as well as a Sami uprising in northern Norway, which is also a whole situation. Has this popped off already before I was paying attention? No, it has not. Gotta admit, I'm a little inclined to support them. The Communist Raj. That's very funny. Okay, hear me out. No, I can't. I can't get the Communist Raj as to be my puppet, which would be very funny, but would be very, very silly. France is going after Siam to conquer a bunch of different places, including Malaya. Oh, just all of the rest of the places that France has not successfully conquered. Interesting. Malaya got created got conquered by Siam at some point. And now the Dutch are rivaling the Sami uprising, which is very funny. You get 'em, Netherlands. You can do it. Defensive pact with China. And they're a protectorate of Prussia. Well, they don't have to worry about anything. Assuming their allies do anything. Oh my goodness, Persia is caught in an aristocratic revolt. Persia, what did you do? Try to reform the country? Oh my god, it was a movement for consumption-based taxation. That's incredible. Truly astonishing. Oh, that's very, very funny. Consumption-based taxation is like such a goofy, dysfunctional form of taxation. Truthfully, I've always wanted to run a game as consumption-based taxation just to see how it goes. Just to see if I've got the capability. I need to increase the size of the construction industry because I've got an absolutely massive investment pool. Look at all this. It's going up by 60K a month. 60K a week. Let's build that pool. I'm just rounding off numbers at this time. Except for that one. As you can see, the game is running a little slow here. Is this smart development? No. Does it make me happy in my dumb cat brain? Yes. All right, United States, what do you have to say? Ban slavery if I help you fight Congo. Let me see. Your situation seems pretty bad. So this is okay. This is the rebel United States faction. I could get a trade agreement off of them. Let's see what they would give me. We wouldn't transfer any states or subjects. I could ask for a pile of cash. Oh, this is really, really dumb. I'm gonna do it. So this is against Congo. Nice. I'm gonna mobilize the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army to fight this war. I'm going to grab the 2nd Brazilian Fleet and the Armada Nacional and put them in these areas. I'm going to put the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army over here in the general area so that they'll be involved. How much am I actually increasing our construction sector? Oh, nice, up to a nice even 200. That's wonderful. Delightful. I'm so pleased. Bumped my headphones and realized I hadn't turned my sound off. Okay, supporters of the Brazilian Integralist Action Party have gone beyond simply campaigning for their own party, harassing and sometimes physically attacking opposing partisans. I'm a simple party man, that's all. I know who I like and I know who I don't like, and I know I want my people to win and their people to lose. We're going to crack down. That's going to cost them some momentum. And we are at 78 million. Oh, incorporated population. Hold on, do we have unincorporated states? What does that mean? Have I made a terrible error of some kind? I don't. Incorporated population. I don't know what this means. Our whole population should be incorporated. Well, that's very silly. But I'll tell you what. When this war gets done, I'll probably put an end to the game. The party favorites. The wing of the Communist Party affiliated with the trade unions have raised complaints about Nilo Vargas' choice of endorsements, leaving their supporters neglected. I must levy a concern, now that it has come to my attention. Whilst Nilo Vargas' actions are undoubtedly well-intentioned, the recommendations contained thereof seem to exclude certain members of the party who have demonstrated more than sufficient vigor, goodwill, and surety of purpose. Listen to their concerns and appease the trade unions. Nilo Vargas gets honest broker, plus 50 popularity. Or appeasement, don't they know that was fully intentional? 10% momentum. Weaker trade unions, stronger rural folk. I'm going to go with the first one. I don't need a stronger rural folk. The rural folk are kind of weird and regressive as a result of that whole slavery thing that I goofed up way back 100 years ago at the beginning of the run. So I'm not going to concern myself with that right now. Armies are pretty much restored, by the way. They're back up to maxed out manpower, which is good. I'm very pleased with that. Great Britain, are you embargoing me right now? They're not. So why is this trade route inactive? I'm going to filter by goods here and take a look. So this is inactive. Well, I've still got plenty of trade routes from other places, so we'll just let those be as they are. Trade agreement with the United States? Absolutely. We got a bunch of small diplomatic plays popping off. This one is Morocco. Declare neutrality. Do hatred in action in a second. And there's the war popping off. This is another thing going on in Bhutan. I don't need to deal with that. Another thing going on in the Cape Colony. I don't need to deal with that. Norwegian mass immigration. Hatred in action in Guyana. Partisans affiliated with Brazilian integralist action have committed a series of violent and humiliating acts against Amazonian people in Guyana. Opponents of Brazilian integralist action have accused Gastão Pena of inspiring the attacks through his extreme rhetoric. Broken glass and ash crunched underfoot, signs marred with the symbols of fascism, bodies blackened by flames still lying where the paramilitaries had cut them down. The inspector knew they would never be identified satisfactorily enough to press charges. As he sat down on a nearby bench surveying the scene, an acidic thought passed through his mind. Of the men charged with solving these cases, how many of them had seen it firsthand through the black masks? I can say Brazilian integralist action are vile purveyors of baseless hatred. This reduces standard of living for Amazonian pops in Guyana by -1 and reduces their momentum by 20%. Can anyone really prove he called for this action? It gives them some momentum. Really wrecks standard of living for Amazonian pops in Guyana. Makes some Amazonian pops radical and gives them momentum. Or he's a true defender of Brazil and the Amazonians are its enemies. Absolutely massive -5 standard of living modifier for Amazonian pops. 10% become radical, 2% of the petit bourgeois become loyalist, and 30% momentum to Brazilian integralist action. I'm going to go with the first one. Get out of here, fascists. No one likes you. Alright, so the war is kicked off. Let's go ahead and... I can't naval invade because America's already naval invading. That's okay. I will offer, you know, moral support. You can do it, America. And by it, I mean pay me huge piles of cash. That's very funny. I wonder if I can cause... I wonder if I increase taxation to middle, I wonder if I can cause another revolution in America. It would be very funny if I did that. Let's do it. Let's completely send the world's economy careening off sideways into madness. Their genial attitude. Alright, a whistle-stop tour. Astorhildo Pereira intends to travel across Bahia by train to campaign for the Communist Party. All I intend to do is present myself to the people. I'm just a simple man trying to get our party's message out by the best means possible. Campaigning by rail is a smart move, 10% momentum, and stress no network in Bahia, where the fate of the nation depends on the train running on time. 20% momentum, efficient rail network for 25% throughput. I'm going with the second one. I like momentum for the Communist Party, and I like extra railway throughput. It's very nice. At this point, the Communists have what experts are describing as mad momentum. Sick, nasty, never-seen-before momentum. This naval invasion is really taking its sweet time. Okay, alright, the armies are... America's getting there. Multilateral alliances has been unlocked. We are bringing in big cash, and that has increased the amount of bankroll cash we're bringing in to $750 million per week. So, you know. Alright, let's see if we're causing a debt crisis in America. Not yet. It could be, though. We could work on it. Small German state having a communist revolution. Today's Tuesday. So, that's happening. Y'all gonna have a battle here or something? Or... Hey, there's the election. Wonderful. Alright, so if I'm being realistic, how much longer would it take to achieve this number? I currently have 77.1 million. We're going all the way to the end, friends. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna get this populating the Americas thing completed. I already got Portugal into the Lusosphere, so I'm very happy with how that went down. And that wasn't really a goal that we were working towards, but it was a target of opportunity, and we were able to achieve it, and I'm pleased about that. So, you know, this naval invasion is going to pop off any time, I guess. Not sure what the difficulty is here. Are we waiting for the enemy army's fleet to come back so that we can destroy them? Not sure. Not sure, truth be told. Futajaran is having a situation. We can have a situation by itself. Scottish mass immigration. Wait a minute. Great Britain has Scottish people as primary, right? Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Great Britain's losing Scottish pops to Brazil. That's wonderful. Oh my gosh, I'm so pleased. Well, now our gold reserve is filling up really fast. This is incredibly silly. This situation right here. Maybe I'll keep taxation at medium just to goof up the United States further, because that would be on brand for me. I'm not making a mess in America, but I'm making a little bit of a mess in America. Our economy is about twice the size of theirs, so I don't know to what extent they can really bear the expense of bankrolling us. But you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so this naval invasion is being stopped up by the situation here. And of course, 1st Brazilian Reserve Army is ready and waiting to deploy into the battle as soon as... Okay, here we go. Here's the battle happening. And Congo is winning because America only brought 14 battalions and they're all artillery. America, how could you do this? How could you let this happen? English mass immigration. Incredible. Yes, Great Britain, give me your pops. Standard of living is wonderful in Rio de Janeiro this year, isn't it? João Osorio narrowly won the election. He still got 30% over Astrohildo Pereira, who has 28%. I wonder if they're coming from here. From British Guiana. Because British Guiana is in a little bit of a tough time. They got a lot of turmoil due to being unincorporated. And what's the population like here? Mostly Mashiki. Interesting. The population of British Guiana is virtually entirely Mashiki, which I believe is... It's not... It's not Egyptian, but I think it's like Iraq and Syria and that area. I might be putting my foot in my mouth here, but I'm pretty sure. Because I think Egyptian primary culture is Misri. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Mashriqi is Iraq and some in Syria. There's a lot of fluvial Bantu people in Syria. That's interesting. Anyway, multitudinous. Great masses of people now inhabit the Brazilian nation, thanks to our effort to attract migrants and grow our population. Peculiar accent you have there. Not to worry, I'm Belgian myself. I'm sure our hosts don't care to know as much either. Saxon, my friend is a Tuscan. We came over with a Spaniard. Thought my ears were burning. Apologies, I was fishing the Irishman from the well. Caught him pondering the immortality of a crab. You wouldn't care for a drink later, would you, Belgian? Our words are the voice of a multitude. 25 prestige per me. All right, and that is the end of the Populating the Americas event chain. We have achieved our goals. And we got Portugal into the Lusosphere, which is just beautiful. We got them as a dominion. They're a dominion of ours. Yes. because we stole them from Prussia. And otherwise, yeah, we built a strong Brazil with a large population, a massive economy, an incredibly high standard of living, comparatively, and a huge army. So I am feeling pretty good, and that is going to be the end of the run. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, drop a subscription. You know the drill. And I've had fun. I hope you've had fun as well. And I will see you on the other side.